Welcome back to another episode. The orange overalls are here. I look like a convict. It can only mean one thing. It's time to get a push on with the TURDTEC. Yes, that's right. Another episode and another one on the TURDTEC. And as you've probably gathered, you can see my breath just, you can see the air. It's absolutely freezing. We're at 1 degree right now. We've got a bit of plastic cladding here on the side, looking after us, a plastic roof and the thinnest bit of timber because I've built this shed on a budget. And if you've been watching these episodes, you'll know everything about restoring these cars. I try to get the best results with the cheapest tools and the cheapest systems of doing it, because the more money I spend on garage equipment, the less money I can spend on the car. I'm on about doing it to a high standard for a low price. So with this one, what we're doing is replacing the bulkhead on the car. Now the bulkhead was rotten, and I mean it was so rotten. Just take a look at this. I began cutting it out in pieces. So I cut this first bit out and thought, yep, that's an easy patch. Then I cut this bit out and thought, we're in a bit deep. Then I cut this bit out and I was like, what do I do next? And then we got to the last piece. I just thought, stick a new one in. So what I did, I bought a bulkhead off another car. Now you're probably thinking, Tom, why have you bought a bulkhead off another car? All minis rot in the same places. Very true. But a lot of that depends on how they're stored. Now this car was stored in a field on a farm for years, and it was used as a bit of a runaround, so the grass, the moss, it ruined it. But if you've had minis that have been sat in a garage, you get a little bit of rot on the top part of the bulkheads, but not much. So I paid £70 for a bulkhead. I spent hours and hours and hours cutting it up, and we used probably best part of 13, 14 grinder blades, and we now sit in this position. Look at this. Beautiful, prepped bulkhead. Obviously the back needs a bit of TLC. We've ground all the edges up best. We've had to repair these side pieces by welding a strip on. And we're in a position to offer it into the car. We lift this bulkhead in. Should get a nice snug fit. That's it. And we're looking something like that. And it gets rid of the gaping hole in the car. So if I grab a mole grip, line that up, get the mole grip on, that's one. Get that on. We basically have a nice, neat line across there. And there is an issue. It's sitting a bit proud this way, and I need to get it pushed back. And I don't want to put too much force on it because obviously it will move that window frame. I don't want to distort that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the odd tack weld where necessary, and I'm going to get a block and a hammer, and I'm going to knock it from behind to pull the panels together. And then if I've got the long enough arms, I will try and spot weld where I can. So we'll get that welder out, pull the trigger and get some nice shots. So cue the music. Now, if you're new to these episodes, you won't be aware that this is in fact my first time restoring a car. In fact, every task I tackle on this car is my first, and I simply learn by having a go. And if I mess it up, I'll do it again until I get it right. It's that simple. With the bulkhead already cut out, it's time to get the new one fitted in place. I'll do this by the use of mole grips and the odd self-tapping screw here and there. Now, to ensure the bulkhead gets welded back in the correct position, I'll use the top dash rail as a reference point. To stop this moving, I braced it earlier with a bit of box section. And with that, I think it's about time for the hot glue gun. And there we have it. The bulkhead is finally installed on the Classic Mini Clubman Estate. I'm not going to go any further with this because I'll only be creating more work for myself further down the line. There are a lot of modifications I've got to do to this front slam panel to ensure that that Honda lump fits in the front of this car. Now, I have put the car back on the jig for the sole purpose of I need to flip it back upside down, and then everywhere we've welded, and I mean everywhere, there's a lot of places, I need to prime, seam seal, and get this car looking saucy. But you'll have to wait for the next episode for that, because it will highlight how much welding has been completed on this car. So, sadly, it is time to end, but before you go, I'm going to tell you how you can win a copy of the new TCR stickers. They come in black, white and chrome, and all you need to do is comment below the word TCR TV. For the first 5 people that do that, you will win a sticker and I will post it out to you anywhere in the world. Once you receive the sticker, give it a share on Instagram, I'll give it a repost, and that's just for a bit of brand awareness and just to share the love with everything that I'm doing on this channel. So, you know what to do, and next time I'll hopefully have a bit more of a better update for you where this car starts to look pretty. But in the meantime, guys, make sure you do everything in style, and I'll see you in the next one.